What's up, guys? I'm Perelli with AJP Fishing, Big Bass Dreams. The fall is upon us, so you're looking behind me, leaves are changing, things are getting different, it's getting a little colder at night mostly, okay? And a lot of the productive baits that I like to use come out this time of year and really shine, just like in the spring. Always in the fall, it does the same thing. There's three baits that I want to tell you about real quick. One of them in this video is definitely going to be a trick to show you to stay more efficient and productive on the water. So definitely stick around to the end because this is a great trick, okay? One of the baits I like using this time of year right now is an I-Slide 185, all right? When they're chasing bait fish or perch or whatever kind of bait are in the water, you know, stock trout, that slow presentation with that glide is absolutely second to none. And this is the time of year you can get really good bites on it. One of the other baits I like to use, and you guys know who I am, so you know I am a jerkbait guy fully, 100% through and through. I always throw a Megabass 110, a 110 plus 1, or a 110 plus 2 when I want to get down deeper to those transitioning fish that are going down deeper already. They see that slow suspending bait, and they know that there's something coming. It's getting colder out. They know that pressure. They don't want to make those big chases, but they'll also put on the feed bag this time of year and start really loading up on the shallows before they start to go down deep. So I really enjoy a perch pattern or any of the other shad patterns they have for Megabass. I think it's going to be very productive for you. But what I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm going to go home to make sure I can do this video for you so you can see it clearly on a board to make sure you get a good trick out of it, which is drop shot fishing. Drop shot fishing is becoming far and beyond one of the biggest and popular things right now, especially with the St. Lawrence River, and you got St. Clair coming up. Guys want to stay, you know, efficient and productive on the water, but the last thing you want to do is be on a spot, fire up a school, and start dropping down, catch a fish, reel them up. Next thing you know, you got to look for another bait. You're rummaging around through your whole entire boat. You're making a bunch of noise, a bunch of commotion. It's the last thing you really want when you're on a good bite. So I'm going to show you a little trick to keep you a little bit more efficient, a little more productive. I'll repeat myself plenty of times just because it's that good of a trick to make sure you guys stay in the strike zone a little bit longer, all right? Stay tuned, I'll show you the trick. Okay guys, so the trick I wanted to show you is with drop shotting, okay? Two of my primary baits that I always use, okay, is a Megabass Hazedong 3-inch, which is right here. One of my favorite baits, obviously, for drop shotting. It gets bit, it catches great fish. It's got unbelievable action. It's insane. Here's one right out of the package for you, okay? I mean, that tail, it's got the little groove inside, so if you want to put actually a bull head on it and whatnot and work it on the bottom, it's great for that, but I love to use it as a drop shot. Another great bait I like to use is called the Beast Coast Magic Flick, all right? This is another great bait for drop shotting, but I do a technique on both of these, even though they're a little bit of a different design. You know, it's got a little bit more of a little slender body, a little bit of a tip. What I'll do is I'll cut that tip sometimes so I could screw on a, a ball head, a screw lock ball head, okay, from Bass Cave Tackle, or I'll use, obviously, the drop shot as itself, but mostly drag it on the bottom with the ball head, or I use the drop shot rig. But with that being said, one of the best things that I love to do to stay very productive in the water, and when you have your drop shot, okay, you got your weight, you got your leader, you got down to your hook, standing up. What I like to use is a Megabass Levante Whipsnake. It's a great rod, very sensitive, gets me a lot of bites. But when you're on that water and you are in a situation where you are surrounded by fish, and I mean tons and tons of bass, what you want to do is not waste any unwanted motion that you don't want to have to do. You want to stay in the water as fast and efficient and productive as you can. So what I like to do is when I'm seeing there's a whole bunch of fish in an area, I hook a fish, I bring them up, but I hate it when a bait gets filleted off the hook and they throw it and another fish will be in that area, scoop that bait up, take off, okay? That's another piece of plastic that a fish is going to swallow and have to digest and whatnot, and it's just, you know, a rough scenario, and then you got to rummage around through the boat to try to find another piece. You want to stay with the flow and not lose so many fish or lose baits for that matter, okay? So one of the tricks I like to show you, what I like doing to keep your bait on the hook, all right, and having it slide freely still on there, and keep it on there and not have it fillet off, is using a Do It hitching post. Okay, let me put that in my hand. Now that little hitching post right there fits. It's a size small, perfect on your Magic Flick or your Hazedong Shad. Okay, you line it up. You see the very, very bottom in that hole. You start to work it up your bait. You stick it in, poke it through, start twisting your bait on. Okay, go right down the center. Don't worry, it's small enough to get through those eyes and everything else. And you work it all the way into the bait. And as you're working it into the bait, you want to keep turning it to a point where you push it all the way through the bait. Okay, so when you push it all the way through the bait, you keep working it, you keep working it. I mean, look at that. It hasn't ballooned out anything yet. You're still working it. Tie it all the way through. Keep it as flat as you can be. You can use a pair of dikes to pinch it down, crimp it even better. And when you get to that point where it's tucked in, okay, when your bait is tucked in, you still got your bait ready to go, you center it. Make sure that post is going east and west, all right? Not north and south, east and west. Because then you can come in with your hook, okay? Let's get your hook. Look at the hole underneath. Line it up. Pinch it through the nose like you would. Through the hitching post. Voila. That baby is gonna stay on there. You can go up, down, up, down, up, down without it filleting and a fish thrashing all over the place, okay? With the other fish thrashing up and down, throwing the bait all over the place, it's not gonna rip and fillet that bait off, okay? That circular point in that hitching post is gonna keep that bait on there, all right? I promise you, you are gonna keep a lot more of your baits, all right? And you're gonna stay more productive in the water. You're gonna stay on the area where they're active, okay? And not rummaging around and looking for more baits, okay? You're gonna get a lot more out of them, a lot more use out of them. And like I said, you can work it up and down and you'll be ready to go, all right? That stays on there nice and tight. Don't even see it. It works it, all right? So that's just a little tip that I want to give you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck on the water. Stay safe, all right? Come by Big Bass Streams and give us a follow, okay? And give me a follow at AJP Fishing, all right? Good luck on the water, guys. Some of the best yet. Some of the best yet. They bite like that, like that, like that. Big bass, double digits.
Pick up the fire right on top.
Low fall, blast off, trying to get some cast off. Doing this here for years, get my bass on. Stream mask on, putting in work. Snap back, got me focused, never settle on a shirt. I missed one and hit one, man, that's getting some. 2, 3, 4, 5 more, come on, that's ripping up. The way the bass sticking, the way my